just remove these two, just helps it to drain faster. Okay, while that's draining, can unplug that, just pull up the tab, pull the plug back, and there's another one just there. Pull the tab, pull the plug, right, they're both unplugged, and then there's a couple of little clips that hold them on. That will free up, and then the loom is free from the fan, and then the fan, shroud, the radiator and the coolant expansion tank will just come out the top nice and easy. Uh-oh. Oh, silly me. Move all that out of the way. Just kind of twist it and lift it. And there she is. Just stop any dirt from getting in there. Yeah. I think that has saved us having to remove the alternator. We don't want to remove the alternator if we don't have to. And now, we don't have to. Well, if it still clears the studs. actually pretty grateful that they all came out with the studs. It's pretty awesome. So there's one bolt at the top in the middle, and then there's two at the bottom either side, and then at the top on either side there are these nuts, and then that's it. The inlet manifold is loose. And out she comes, and you can see now you got two on the bottom, one in the middle, and then two either side at the top. Those are the nuts, the three in the middle are the bolts. It's a 12. Oh, good grief. Ugh. There we go. Injectors removed. So around the back of the engine we've got our knock sensor to unplug, just there, and then we've got this coolant head cylinder head temperature sensor or coolant temperature sensor. I can't actually remember which that is. Now we can undo the starter motor from down there, and then that might just be everything holding the loom on this side, and then we can just peel it out of the way and obviously push these Christmas tree fittings back through. Oh. Yeah, we've got nothing. I'm actually wondering if we had to disconnect that at all. We're going to unbolt the whole starter motor anyway. So I'm wondering if maybe we just peel the starter motor out of the way with the whole loom. Maybe we will do that. I changed my mind on that. I'll just pull the starter motor with the engine, just leave it all connected. So it's just a 10mm on the bottom and then a 12 on the top on mine. Just put those back on so they don't get lost or confused. Okay, very good. Oh, just looking at the sky, it's looking like I'm going to get more snow. Hopefully not. I'm going to get this job finished before all the snow comes. I did forget one. Way down here. There we go. 02 sensor that plugs in at the bottom. And that's it now. The loom is free. So to disconnect all the fuel injectors, you just depress the tab. And then you give the plug a wiggle, and there it comes. So now that's disconnected from our loom. I've missed one. So I just want to tuck that up out of the way, make sure they don't get damaged. And now we are back to this. have a grounding cable. There we go, make sure we don't lose that. Getting there, certainly are getting there. There we go. Unplug all of that. That is so much stuff unplugged. There are still more sensors hiding. Where do you go to? You go underneath there somewhere. Flynn. Flynn, go on, go to mummy. Oh, there we go. We can work this hose off. Some of them are particularly awkward, like this one. So that's those two there, disconnected. I can't imagine this one here getting in the way, so I'm just going to leave it connected. Don't want to forget about this guy. A little sneaky one. There you go. That goes up the side of the gearbox, and then it goes underneath. It goes underneath this gearbox mount up here. So you just want to get that loose so it's got some flex, and then the same with the ABS. The ABS cable clips into here. Unclip that both sides so it's got plenty of room to move. Okay. If you're removing an engine, I'll assume that you'll know how to remove a drive shaft properly. Obviously don't hit it on the threads if you can help it. There we go. My drive shaft just came out really easily. Yours might be seized in there or be really difficult to take apart. So what I'm going to do is wedge something underneath the drive shaft and then pop it out like so, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. I just want to put one of these bolts in loose, save anything being under stress. There we go. So there's a few ways to deal with these linkages. There's 3 bolts that hold on this selector mechanism that you could remove, but your preference will be to pop the linkages off of the selector forks. Put that back into neutral. There we go. Okay. Pop those off, and then you kind of have to just pull them out of these clips at the back. There we go. And then we just want to tuck them way down there in between the steering rack and the anti-roll bar, where they'll do no harm. This bracket here looks a little bit ominous. We may pull it, we may not, but we're getting there towards pulling this engine out. Make sure that clip stays in there, do not lose it. Just undo this gearbox sway mount. So don't forget about this bracket up here that you need to disconnect the oxygen sensor from, and then unclip this little Christmas tree fitting. And then there's 2 at the front here. So that's 2 bolts there at the front and 1 bolt there at the rear, all 15mm. So there's a bolt down there, some bolts over here, another bolt just there, and another bolt just there. Yeah, just in case if we get snow or rain or something tonight, I'm going to put the engine in the back of the van for safekeeping.